I say to pastors all the time, there is a God element and there is a human element to church growth. Mm-hmm. And a lot of pastors want to excuse and over-spiritualize the lack of growth in their church. And they're not willing to do the heavy lifting, the hard work, have the courageous conversations, make the courageous decisions they need to make to grow. Jesus wants their church to grow. He's waiting on them. And you know, what we try to do is come along, give leaders courage to have the conversations, confront the brutal facts, make the courageous decisions, not worry about who you're going to leave, but who's going to leave, but who you're going to reach. And to me, the answer is simple. Why churches stop growing? They choose to. They choose to. They choose not to go into the uncomfortable chaos and be willing to be pruned personally, corporately, for the church to become everything Jesus wants it to become. So you can see why I end up in the crosshair of critics, you know, sometimes with that kind of language. But I believe it. I think I can defend it, you know, with the gospel and the New Testament. I really do.
Well, break that down a little bit. When you say that pastors are afraid to do the work or afraid to have the courageous conversations and to step into those dangerous, scary places, what does that mean practically? Like, what are some of those things that you would say, hey, this is the top 2 or 3 things that don't, you know, every pastor that I encounter who's in a spot where he's not where he wants to be, or his church isn't healthy, or he's not healthy, what are the things that he's avoiding?
Well, you know, a lot of senior pastors, of course, they want to blame the staff. You know, when in doubt, blame the worship leader, blame the student pastor, you know, all of that, when in reality, you've got an insecure, defensive senior pastor who is not willing to be confronted himself, you know, about some things, about some blind spots. And things are usually not as healthy as the senior leader thinks they are.
Yeah.
So thus, some robust dialogue needs to happen, you know, and some humility needs to enter the equation at the senior leader spot. But then, you know, we get calls all the time from second chair, third chair, fourth chair leaders. And they're like, well, my senior pastor this, and our executive team this. And my first question is always, well, have you told them what you just told me? And you know what the answer is 99 out of 100 times? Well, no, I mean, not just like I told you. And I said, well, the number one thing you've got to do is be more honest with your leader, you know? And so we get to go in and, you know, just facilitate, sometimes referee, some robust dialogue and have it in healthy ways, and actually mine for some healthy conflict on teams to confront the elephants in the room, because there are always some elephants in the room. And to be willing to talk about those, you know, and sometimes they're tensions, sometimes they're people, you know, that aren't in the right seat or have character issues, you know, and nobody wants to confront it or confront them. And so, you know, we try to get everybody to become a little bit more courageous in their culture and in their dialogue as a team. And man, revival happens on a lot of the teams we work with.